Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Since you seem to enjoy the last video with basic gear, I thought why not do it again. So today I'm using the same old spear gun and heading out to see what I can catch. I entered and immediately saw a pretty big gilthead sea bream, so I slowly swam closer and took the shot. It was a great start. Tried to hit another gilthead sea bream, but the gun tangled and the shaft didn't reach the fish. Forgot to record this red mullet. It was on the rocky bottom just below on the left. I came across a dark flank. It kinda looks like a seahorse, but it's actually a pipefish. A big shoal of medium bluefish showed up while I was at the surface. I picked one and I shot it. Then I saw another red mullet on the rocky bottom and took the shot. Tried to hit one more red mullet on the fly but missed. A big sea bass passed on my left, so I dove down. It approached perfectly and I landed the shot. The hit was close to the tail but solid. I pulled it closer and quickly dispatched it. I haven't caught a sea bass this size in a long time, especially not with such a busted spear gun. At this point I was already heading out with a few solid kilos of fish. Then the same shoal of bluefish returned and I managed to land another one. We were supposed to have a pizza night, but I caught so many fish it would have been a sin not to grill at least a few. Dinner was mostly pizza with some fresh fish to finish off the night, and it was delicious. The next day I was greeted by a dead conger eel floating at the surface. Came across a good sized red mullet and took the shot. I found a toy fan but didn't have a trash net with me, so I tossed it back onto the promenade above the fort wall. Tried to shoot another red mullet but missed. Then I found one more and landed the shot. I hit another, but it tore itself off and escaped. A few golden mullets swam by and I got one of them. I ambushed here and a bunch of mullets started circling around. One came into range, I took the shot, but the gun tangled again and the spear barely touched it, so it'll be fine. A big sea bass swam past me, so I waited until it hit the edge of visibility and ambushed. It came into range perfectly and I managed a direct headshot. I couldn't believe it, landing a sea bass like that with this busted spear gun. Once again, my stringer was full, so I headed home to grill that bass. I like this gun so much now that I decided to replace the whole setup, but when I loaded the new band, the trigger mechanism couldn't hold it and it fired by itself, which is pretty dangerous. I could only load it to the first notch, which meant the range was limited. I went straight into a shallow ambush and golden mullet showed up right away. They came into the range and I landed one clean shot. I I moved again and did another ambush. Mullets appeared once more. They were pretty small, and then out of nowhere a huge bluefish showed up and I took the shot. The aim was perfect, but it was just too far and the gun too slow, so maybe next time. Sneaking through the shallows, two salpas came by and I shot one. Came across a 50-cent euro coin that somebody probably tossed into the sea for luck. After some more ambushing, a traveler mullet came into range, but I missed. I found a hole in the rock that looked almost like a firing port. There were a bunch of fish on the other side, but none came close. I went around the cape and a saddled sea bream came in and I hit it perfectly. Ambushed again and another golden mullet shoal passed through and I got one. Then I saw a single salpa enter this shallow pool, so I ambushed. It came back into range perfectly, but I still missed. A bit later I came across two more in a similar dead end and I shot one. The hit was slow and it came off the spear. What you'll see now is the longest salpa chase I've ever done. I couldn't believe how far it swam without internal organs, and I'm glad I managed to grab it in the end. That's all for today's video. As you've seen, I've changed the whole setup on this gun, which means new Dyneema, new 18mm latex band, and now finally I'm gonna change the whole trigger mechanism so I can load it all the way, and this is gonna be like a brand new gun. The purpose of this video was again to show you that you can use stuff you already have to catch fish. You don't need all the fancy, crazy expensive gear. And if you liked it, make sure to subscribe, as it helps the algorithm and ensures you won't miss out on the future content. Thanks for watching and stay safe while diving.